Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Todd's Corner. Welcome, Mr. Gordon Moragrici.
Howdy, folks. How y'all doing?
Happy St. Patty's Day. Hope everybody's having a good one.
Just to let you know that I've already worn my green to church today, but I figured I'd represent. This is more important.
Yes. Well, okay.
I'm just kidding. You represent, Todd. I'll represent.
Good. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're going to have Jeffrey Morris joining you here in just a bit to
I'm
talk
excited
about
to hear,
his latest adventure.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about the latest news.
Me too. Yeah, I've seen some pictures and everything, and it'd be cool to hear what he did.
You know, it was really cool. I love seeing him with Bill George in front of his own 88-inch Eagle. That was a pretty remarkable picture. That thing took up the entire dining room table that he had set up.
It's a big one.
It is.
I don't know if you'd know anything about that, but
no, not at all. So, Mr. Morton, how you been?
Fine.
Yeah.
Busy. We've got co-anchor here today.
All right. Well, hello there.
Hi. Can I get a nutty bar?
Yes.
Ooh, a nutty bar. I'd like to have a nutty bar. It's a Little Debbie snack cake.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
So yeah, we've been working a lot lately, just because they're closing the plant. So getting down to the nitty gritty, we're probably talking maybe a month and a half, and I may be done in there. So kind of just waiting to see what's going on and see what's going to happen.
Right. Well, I can understand that. Hope things work out for you guys over there.
Yeah, we will. I mean, I'll go somewhere.
Yeah. No, I get it. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear about the news from the documentary. I'm excited to hear any kind of new news for Wonderfest this year.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be some fun stuff. But looks like we got Claudia's out there. Hi, Claudia. Thanks for joining us.
Claudia.
And looks like Mr. Morris is going to join us now. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Jeffrey. How's it going?
Good. I'm here in Los Angeles right now. So, yeah.
All right.
Working on the documentary. So just.
What's the temperature?
What is the temperature? Let's see. I can check. What's the temperature? It is.
He's in the hotel room, dagnabbit.
Yeah. Let's see.
I would think he'd be outside enjoying the weather.
No, I'm here with you guys. It's 63 degrees.
Nice.
So yeah, not bad. Sunny day. So yeah.
Good old California weather.
Yep. How are you guys doing?
Oh, you plugging right along.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Still planning for Wonderfest.
Yeah. I'm excited to be at Wonderfest this year with you guys. I definitely plan to show footage that no one's ever seen from the documentary exclusively at Wonderfest. So it's going to be
that is exciting.
Yeah, especially when we get into some of the visual effects stuff and everything that we'll have done by then. So we'll be able to debut a new visual effects sequence with Hawks versus the Eagles.
Nice.
In the documentary. So that'll be, I'm hoping to have some of that. If we don't have the effects completed, you certainly are going to get to see the new high res, the Hawk. That it's like, they're building the 3D model of the Hawk right now for the new visual effects shots. So
very cool.
Yeah. And you guys have seen the quality of the effect shots that we've done for the piece so far, and we're gonna top that. So yeah.
Absolutely.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Hawk there behind Gordon, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The 15-inch Hawk box art is over there, but this is the smaller one. 10-inch 1/72, I think.
Very cool. Yeah. So, yeah.
So you say you want to come on out to Wonderfest? That's really cool. We'll definitely have one of the little theaters set up for you so we could do a presentation and questions and answers.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be great. Yeah, do a little panel discussion. I've actually
Absolutely.
had a few fans who are going to Wonderfest actually reach out to me asking if we were going to do some sort of an event. And so absolutely, I think Wonderfest is very important, and I'm very excited to be there. So yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
what we want to do is we want to make sure that you and your documentary production gets plugged in, so we could actually have a good representation next to our display, next to Nick Tate,
Mhm.
and just kind of do another blowout for 99.
Absolutely. We'll probably have I would assume we'll have our own documentary table by then with you guys, probably in the area. We'll get that all squared away and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it'll be great. And I'll bring some of the guys, John Avery, others will be down there. So it'll be fun.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, I'm
See
hoping
John again.
if this goes the way we're planning, before Wonderfest, we'll have Nick Tate not only back in the cockpit, but back in uniform.
Very cool.
Yeah. So there's some pretty cool stuff that we're working on. So yeah.
He will
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm. Yeah. So it's
Nice.
good. Yeah. Do
Well,
you guys
looks like
have any? Go
there's a
ahead.
couple of customers. There's a couple of fans out there that are tuning into the Props and Ships page. Looks like Nancy L. I hope I didn't butcher your name. She says, "Hi guys, tuning in from Calgary. Hello, it's good to
Hi,
have
Nancy.
you with us." Ian Bennett, hello from Nova Scotia. So folks from all over Canada apparently. Mike Sullenberger, any news from the Voyager model in 148? Ooh, that's a good question. I would think that anything from the Voyager perspective, that's a time slip creations. Get with George Takex. We can leave a link in the in this thread here a little bit later, so you can actually get with him. He's the one actually produced that kit. Amazing kit too, by the way. I ended up buying one myself last year.
I just don't know if he's going to make any more. I mean, it'd be interesting because he had struggled with the tin that he brought to Wonderfest.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's called supply and demand.
Yeah.
There's a huge demand out there.
Yeah, definitely contact George Takex at Timeslip. I don't know if he's using his website anymore or not.
I'll put a link in to at least have George be reached out via Messenger.
That'll work.
That's easy. Other than that, it looks like we got a few folks tuning in.
Yeah, and something funky was going on with my show. It didn't show up in my where it really usually saves my my StreamYard. It saves it for me, so all I gotta do is click on it and go live, and it was not there. And then it looks like to me it may not have sent out the reminders this morning. So I don't know. That's they'll blame it on me, but I'm pretty sure I had it set up.
So Jeffrey, I know that there's going to be a number of questions regarding maybe a little bit of merch support, like documentary mugs, T-shirts, anything that you'd like to share with that regard. Because with regards to Props and Ships, we've been actually pushing the Spreadshirt website to if you wanted to come to Wonderfest and you wanted to represent Props and Ships, then by all means get on spreadshirt.com and look for the Space 1999 Props and Ships designs. We have a number of things that are available already, and you can mugs, water, what are they, those water bottles and things
bottles and stuff.
Yeah. You could get pretty much whatever you want from those designs that we have on our dashboard.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's the kind of thing that'd be fantastic. Ron from my team, I think coordinate with him, and I think that's a great idea. We certainly could start working on that. Yeah, to have Eagle Obsession mugs and T-shirts and things. I didn't honestly. I've been so focused on making the documentary, I haven't even thought about that. But yeah, that's a great idea. Actually, I'd want one. That's pretty cool. I'd love to have an Eagle Obsession mug. That sounds really good.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So no, that's a great idea. Let's get on that. We'll make that happen. Obviously, on the if you go to the eagledocumentary.com website, you will see there's a little like placeholder for the fact that we're going to be selling our Command Eagles with that are built the 22-inch with the special colors. That's going to be available soon. from MPC, and we're also going to be selling. You'll be able to get eagles, some of the Anderson Entertainment eagles, and you'll also be able to get the Space 1999, the Moon Base Alpha Technical Manual. Those things are going to be starting to be sold through our website soon, which is great. So because I mean the thing is that I think there are a lot of people who, if you look at our the 12-minute preview we did, it's just crossed 220,000 views, and that if there are a lot of people on there who are like kind of coming out of the woodwork who saw that and they're like, hey, I used to have that. I want one of those. I want a new one. I want a new eagle, So I've been directing people to you guys. I'll be directing to our website, and everything. So it'll be a chance. I think that this documentary is going to increase eagle sales, and get So I think it's a great opportunity to get, you know what I mean? It's like people all around the world are suddenly like, wait a minute, I had one of those. I had a green one when I was a kid. I had someone say that to me the other day. Yeah. So, yep, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. That was very apparent last year when, like I said, the Adam Savage guy came out, Norm Chen, and done the interview, and we finally busted out 300K. But your 200K views on yours, that's just going to keep going up. And
the difference with
proves,
that is here's the thing I'm going to say to that is they have an audience, right? And
yes.
They have a built-in audience. We put that video on YouTube literally just to have the link on YouTube.
Right.
We had no audience, no marketing, nothing. Right. So the idea that it gained, a couple 100,000 views with nothing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right. There's literally no marketing, nothing. There was nothing. It was just literally just a link placed on YouTube. That's it. So,
yeah. So that proves right there that there's a huge popularity for the eagle itself. Not maybe for the show. I mean, there's fans out there for the show, but the eagle transcends science fiction all across the spectrum.
Oh, there's no question. There's so many people that I talk to, and it's I know that it's not something that the hardcore fans of the show like to hear, but the truth is there are probably more Eagle fans than there are Space 1999 fans in the world. There are people who, and you can literally just see it. We've got 900 plus comments right on there, and you'll see all kinds of comments. People talking about how much they love the Eagle, how much they, there are some that say they love the show, but the Eagle love is enormous. It's just, it just is. It is. And I'm running into people, that some of the crew people, some of the different folks that I'm working with on the documentary who didn't even know what the documentary was about, some of the people I'm hiring. And all of a sudden they'll go, hey, wait a minute, I know that. You're doing, that's awesome. And they get really excited about it and that sort of thing, which is really cool. So yeah. So no, I think we have an enormous potential for this. And again, it was a surprise to us that it took off the way that it did. It's just, I put that preview together because one, I wanted investors to know what we were working on so they could see the look and feel of the piece, potential distributors, that sort of thing. But I also wanted fans to get excited, the people who have supported us and who believe in the project, to see what's going on. So in the last week, I've actually shot another 4 interviews, and including Michael Okuda from Star Trek fame. He and I did one last Sunday, which is awesome. We went to a place called Global Effects in California here that builds all kinds of special spacesuits for movies and TV shows. And we actually filmed inside a lunar module mock-up that was used in the movie First Man and the TV series For All Mankind. And going way back, they used it in, I believe they used it in From the Earth to the Moon as well. So yeah, and so we got to film in there. We looked at all these amazing spacesuits, and we talked a lot about the Apollo program and kind of the sadness around losing that and what did it mean to our culture and that sort of thing. And that's a part, because again, as I've talked about this documentary, the Eagle is kind of the through line of the documentary, but it's much more about the cultural impact of the time when all of us were growing up and what was that time like and that sort of thing. So, and then shot an interview with an astronaut, SpaceX astronaut who went up a couple of years ago. Her name is Dr. Cyan Proctor. You may have seen her. She was in the Inspiration 4 mission, which was the first all civilian space mission, which was really cool. And,
nice.
yeah, we had a fantastic conversation. Our conversation was very specific about how sci-fi like Star Trek inspired her as a child, all the way up to becoming an astronaut and everything, which was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, I am interviewing Barbara Bain. So
Ooh,
it's gonna be
very
fun.
cool. I'm
Mhm.
jealous.
Yeah. So the Barbara Bain, that's been in development for many months, and so we're gonna be shooting that here
That's fantastic.
in Malibu. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, that 12-minute promo, amazing quality that had gone into that, except for the Todd part. I don't think that you got it really good with the Todd part. I'm just kidding. But the whole thing was amazing, and with more to come, I think that the whole documentary, I just can't wait till it comes out. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah. No, it was a lot. It's been a lot of fun. It's obviously been doing something like this is challenging, and everything. But it's going to be interesting to pull it all together. But it's very important to me that the quality be extremely high on this, and it goes all the way back to like when we did that original Kickstarter last fall, and people were like, $500,000, that's a lot, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, there are people who are going on Kickstarter saying they can make a documentary for $20,000. Maybe they are. I don't know what quality it is. I mean, maybe they're shooting some with their iPhone or whatever it is, but you're not going to be putting an iPhone shot documentary on Netflix.
No,
right. That's not going to happen. It's not going to go in the theater.
They don't produce videos or movies like that with those right now.
No,
they still spend the money.
No, it just doesn't. And I know there are people who say that, but it does. Again, it's not. And I'm a filmmaker. It's the thing. It's like, and as a filmmaker who's working on larger scale projects, it's like this stuff requires real money to get made. So
right.
Yeah. And so we're all in. This will probably be about $1.5 million by the time it's done to make this thing. But then people will see there are going to be all kinds of new visual effects and reenactments, and there's so many things we're going to do with this. We're just scratching the surface with what you've seen in that 12 minutes. The entire piece is going to be 90 minutes long. And we're going all over the place and doing some pretty amazing things. So,
well, I got to say though that with you producing it, I'm very confident that an extremely high quality product is going to come out, that a lot of people are going to love it. Yeah. And to be proud as a big fan, to be proud to have that in my library as something significant towards the Eagle, Space 1999, the fandom itself. I'm so glad that you're on it.
Oh, thank you very much, Gordon. That's a huge thing. I'm very honored. It's been a real pleasure to work with you guys on this as consultants and advisors and supporters. It's been fantastic. And I feel like we've developed a real kinship and friendship. And you guys are in the trenches with me on this, to a large degree as well. And you know what it's like to try to get this thing put together and pull it together. So yeah, it's, obviously right now we have an Indiegogo that we're doing campaign. And if I can talk to that for just a second,
please.
When we did our Kickstarter, I was able to use that to get some international attention. So like, not only did the Kickstarter and the initial phase of the documentary, we were exposure in like 250 news outlets around the world. And so like almost 83 million people heard about the project at that point. And I was on about, I don't know, over 30 podcasts talking about the project, So it was a major outreach moment for us. And from that, I was able to secure some potential investors who came in and said, okay, we'll look, we're not really wanting to kind of give our money away to a Kickstarter, but we're willing to come in an equity position and actually become investors in this project. So what's happened is I had a number of people who came in who've agreed to fund. The problem is that some of them are not in the United States. And there are a lot of issues around moving big sums of money around these days. There are new laws that came into place in the European Union in the last few years that deal with trying to prevent money laundering. So when you have these huge projects like big film funds and things, they often get a lot of scrutiny. If it's not perfect, if everything's not completely aligned, or say there's something a little off, they will actually shut funds down and make you restructure it. So one of my investors who was coming to the project actually had that happen to him. He actually was ready to fund us on the documentary in December, and the EU basically froze his accounts because there was some weird number. It wasn't anything he was doing wrong or anything weird. It's just there was something weird with the transaction because he's got money from different countries coming together. So he had to completely restructure his entire fund, his entire investment strategy, everything. And that's taken about 3 months for him to get that all back on track. So
Good grief.
yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. And that's just one of the investors. The other investor, major investor I had, he's going through the same kind of thing. And so it's taking time. And then I had a third investor who came on board, and he was actually very solidly behind the project. Unfortunately, he became very ill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that affected some things. So all that said, I've been able to keep things moving, and you see the quality of what we shot. We got through all the stuff that we shot in Denmark, and we got the Eagle cockpit built. You know, we got a lot of stuff done, and that wasn't cheap. I mean, we're talking that to build that cockpit was, you know, we're approaching $200,000 to do that at the, you know, the quality level we've done it, you know, and everything.
Right.
So, yeah. So the point is, this is a real. Think of this as like a Hollywood production in a way, right? Whoa, ooh, lost my light. Hollywood production with the, you know, with the goal of basically having a very high quality and everything, you know. So it costs money to do that. It costs money to do it. So what I was doing is I've been kind of putting together this Indiegogo as kind of a stopgap while we continue to fund.
Sure.
And put the thing together basically. So any help people want to give us would be huge, because we're just trying to kind of keep it rolling while the big investors come. Once the big investors come, it's home free. We're sprinting to the finish line.
Right.
But I'm trying to kind of keep things. It's almost like continuing to kind of keep the oil in the tank, you know, oil in the engine, you know, keeping it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, if you want, I mean, so as one of the featured items on the Space 1999 series is the Indiegogo link. What we can do is we could re-energize that and get that going again. I think you're in your final week. Is that correct?
We're in our final week. Yep. And we just crossed 20,000.
Very cool. Very cool.
Which is great. And we're trying to raise 50. The other thing that we learned is that if we hit 50, Indiegogo has actually said, we like this. We'll let you keep raising money. So, and the difference between Indiegogo and Kickstarter is we don't actually have to make the goal to get the money. You get whatever we set this up as a flexible goal. So if we raise 30,000, then we still get 30,000 and we can apply it toward the project, which is awesome. You know, if we can get to 50,000 though, they'll let us keep raising money indefinitely, which is fantastic. You know, that's a huge goal. So I still think we can make it. I still think we can pull it off and everything. But it's I know that there was a little fatigue for people with our other previous Kickstarter and everything, and I feel bad about that. I mean, we did the best we could. I mean, here's the problem: you're trying to accomplish something, right? We're trying to make something happen, and I kind of, you know, while I didn't want to bug people with it, and I know, but you know, what do you do? This is not something where I can go up to you know, a big Hollywood studio and say, hey, can you write me a check to make a documentary about a spaceship from 50 years ago from an old TV show? You know, it's like nobody's going to, you know what I mean? Like, this is something we know has value. And once the documentary is completed and it's out there, everybody in the world will see it and people will get super excited about it. And I think it's going to have a huge audience. And as we've talked about before, something that's been very important to me is that this is made not just for the fans, but it's made for people who have never even heard of this. You know, so because the majority of the people who are going to see this on, say, Netflix, they may not have ever watched Space 1999, right? I want them to watch this, but think about that. They're suddenly going to go check out Space 1999 because they see this documentary, or they'll check out or buy Eagles or collect them or talk about them now, you know, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just to have one in your collection, I think a lot of people would really love to jump on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So.
Really do appreciate the updates, Jeffrey. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Todd, what are you thinking?
I'm trying to get the link over here.
For the Indiegogo.
Yeah, it was. I copy and pasted it and went probably something else I was having in there. So I could drive.
Looks like it pasted the StreamYard link.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, that's not what I copied.
It happens. Will you guys have
I'll get-
are there any questions or anything for people out there about the doc or about what we're trying to accomplish or anything? I'm happy to answer any questions.
Right. So with regards to the Indiegogo, like I said, I'll re-energize the cycle of advertising off the one still that you have of you standing in front of Jan's eagle, which is an amazing picture in itself. Amazing eagle, the whole ensemble. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I sure would have been nice to be a fly on the wall during that whole production. I would have loved to have seen that.
Well, when we shot, it was like about 3 hours, of the assembly alone.
Right.
Right. And then we shot, to do that interview bit in his house. We actually shot that twice, actually.
Oh, wow.
So it's one of those things you're not going to know it when you're watching the doc, but that was 2-3 days of production that we did in Denmark to get that all together. The one thing I am planning to do, I could do a mini documentary just about Jan's eagle. I mean, literally, we could do a 20-minute, 30-minute piece just on that, and I think that long term, when the documentary is finished, when I finish the feature, the 90 minutes, I definitely want to figure out how to package little smaller mini docs based upon the bits that are in there, because I think some of those stories like Jan's are worth telling more and everything.
Definitely great additions to the DVD.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, and there's so much that happened with Jan and everything. There's so much. It's just it's fantastic. It's really, really great. So you get to see the entire process, and we actually filmed him explaining how he built it and all the bits and pieces. Now in the final documentary, it's going to be a 3 to 5 minute segment. What we did here was only, I don't think it's probably less than 2 minutes, but we'll put several more minutes in the actual 90-minute documentary about Jan and his eagle and everything that'll be in there. So, each Todd's section is going to be longer. Everybody's sections will be, that was just a 12-minute mini version, right?
Sure.
So yeah. So
Well,
Todd, we were there. We filmed all kinds of stuff that hasn't been shown yet. Yeah, which is fun.
Again, just like he said, you were talking about the how long it takes to do the production and everything. I mean, we were at my house for 12 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of re-walked a few things just to get it all right, because the sun, the lighting, the sun, the clouds. So as soon as we did the first run, it was a little cloudy. It wasn't bad, but then all of a sudden we're done. We're starting to do this, and all of a sudden we look up. Hey, the sun's out.
Yep.
We can get a better
Let's do
shot.
it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it again. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, for the doc, the actual physical documentary, I'm going to probably use the version where we were out in the sun. But to tell the story, the shorter version that was in the 12-minute, it looked better to use the cloudy stuff. So it's like, yes, it's always, it's really something to go through this stuff and put it together. Yeah,
there's a huge amount of work to do, and I never would have known. Everybody's got to think, it takes a long time to film a movie. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, but you don't know until you're kind of in that same little, and you're in it. You're doing something, and they're like, you make a flub, and you're like, oh crap, and they just just keep going. We'll take care of that.
Well, you did a really good job, because
anymore, I don't think.
I know it was something you weren't used to, but you did a really good job of sort of chilling and just going with the flow, which is good. It was great. So yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was a long day though.
But like I said, Jeffrey, you need to be careful. You might make such a good documentary. You know where I'm going with that.
Yeah. Become a documentary guy. Yeah. Oh no, for sure.
It could be worse.
Yeah. No, it could be worse. No, I look. I really do believe what we're creating is special. Something special. It's going to be great. It really will. So, yeah. So, yeah. No, the mini docs. It's absolutely something we could do. The only issue with all this stuff is it requires financing to edit and put it together and complete it, right? So it's so like right now the goal is make the 90 minutes, and I think once that 90 minutes is together, we'll have all that footage and everything, and we can easily make the case of, hey, there's an audience for this. We want to go even further. Can we make these little 20-minute mini documentaries like this thing with Barbara Bain I'm getting ready to shoot tomorrow? it'll probably end up being 5 minutes of the documentary, right? We're going to shoot for 2 hours, so
Right.
what that 2 hours is going to be pretty amazing. And you guys have seen some of the footage. What I'm doing is I'm actually introducing, we're going to have a very special kind of approach to this Barbara Bain bit, where I'm actually bringing a friend along with me who, she and I used to kind of play together when we were little kids, going back to like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, things like that. And we actually were really into science fiction stuff when we were little kids. Well, it turns out that she watched Space 1999, and Barbara Bain was an inspiration that led her to become a computer scientist. And
Nice.
and so she's like a PhD scientist. And basically, I'm going to introduce her to Barbara Bain as part of the interview, because here's somebody who actually was inspired to grow up and become a scientist because of watching Dr. Russell. And I think that's what a story. I think that's going to be really, really cool and have a really neat emotional angle to it. So that's part of it. Yeah. And I mean, I am going to talk to her about Space 1999, different things, but I think what Barbara wants to talk about more is her, she's been very politically active in her life. She's actually helped with children and literacy. These are stories that a lot of people don't know about with her. So I think it'd be a lot of fun to talk about that.
Definitely anything that's inspiring from her portrayal to the folks who grew up with their careers and their decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The question about Mattel, there's a whole segment in the documentary, it's broken apart into 5 acts, and the third act is all about merchandise, and the Mattel toys are a big part of the merchandise discussion. So you're going to get to see, we're going to talk about everything from the Dinky to Mattel to we're going to kind of take you through the timeline of merchandise around the Eagle as part of the middle of the documentary. So yeah, we'll definitely see the Mattel Eagle as part of it. Yep.
It was a cool toy in the mid '70s, that's for sure.
Sure was. It was the toy for me. So, so yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, I've got mine down. I'm actually kind of, what do you want to call it? Refurbishing mine again I'm adding some better looking landing gear and some new pilots with some newer stuff. It's going to be pretty cool done with it.
Awesome. Excited.
Yeah, it's a shame Mattel doesn't do a re-release of that.
Yeah, the thing is, I think, obviously it would with any of these sorts of things, it would require an audience, right? There've got to be buyers for it, right? Now, I wonder if once this it's very funny because I'm literally where I'm staying right now is only like Mattel headquarters is a couple blocks from here, and
hey guys.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking I get you to go knock on the door.
An idea for you.
Well, here's the thing. Once the documentary, before it's released, right? What's to say that we couldn't show this to them and say, hey, would you guys consider doing a special edition even, right? Just even a special edition re-release of some sort. And there's there's so many people that I see commenting on the documentary who are like, man, when I was a kid, I really wanted that toy for Christmas and I couldn't get one. They couldn't find them. My parents couldn't find one, or I still wish I could get one, that kind of thing. So yeah. So I think you're right, Gordon. I think that there's a market for it. I think we have to show them that there's a market for it. I think that's the key.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because Mattel's big numbers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how'd you like visiting with Bill George?
Oh, Bill George is awesome. Yeah. We got to see his 88-inch reproduction, which was really cool. Yeah. There's a photo from the other day up in San Francisco, and Bill and I had a great conversation about his career and how he got into all this, and then he talks a lot about his love of the Eagle and how important he thinks it and Space 1999 were as an influence on sort of television and feature film science fiction. And I have him in the documentary as kind of a glue between the Eagle and Space 1999, and then looking at the rest of sort of sci-fi that kind of came after it. That's a big part of what he talks about in the piece, which is cool. But we also are going to get in the Sci-Fi Air Show and what that was all about, and how he built that Eagle, which is only finished on one side, by the way.
Yeah.
But
please tell me that picture of the other side.
I out of respect for him, I did not take any pictures to the other side because he said to me, "I don't want to show the other side." And I'm like, "It's cool," So
He's like, no.
yeah, exactly. But because it looks fantastic what he built, and
It does.
I mean, he did build the full command module. That's full on everything.
Yep.
But what's amazing about his Eagle is it's designed in order to really come apart and be used for all these different neat photographs that he did and everything for Sci-Fi Air Show. And then what he also, if you look behind me in the background, there's the Millennium Eagle that he built, where he kind of took the concept of Millennium Falcon, the original Millennium Falcon, and the Eagle, and kind of combined.
Oh, there it is.
It's right up there behind, on the shelf.
Yeah.
We talk about that in the doc, which is neat, and that's going to be a big part of it too.
Yeah, he's actually done a couple of small segments of both of that. The Eagle Boneyard with a whole bunch of the command modules incorporated into it. A busted up Bill Fraser Comlock, and then with reference to the Star Wars Millennium Eagle, he took, I think that was 22-inch that he heavily modified to make it look very Star Wars-esque.
Yes.
With it, and he had a whole segment in his Sci-Fi Air Show about it, which was so cool.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fantastic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's quite the builder.
Yeah. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm in awe of his construction, his building capabilities and what he does. I don't even know how to fathom it. And I'm like, how'd you do this? He's like, oh, it's easy. He's like, oh yeah, it's simple. And I'm like, are you kidding? It's like, and there's so many of these iconic designs that he was involved in, or these movies like Blade Runner or Star Trek: The Motion Picture. He has all kinds of super cool artifacts in his home from these productions and everything. He even has the ship, the Pasteur, which is Dr. Crusher's ship in the All Good Things, the finale of Star Trek: The Next Generation. He built that, and that's sitting there. So there's some photos of that so
nice.
Yeah, so that was a really, really great experience. I like Bill a lot. He's a great guy. And so
he is.
Yeah.
He's a frequent Wonderfest visitor.
Yes.
And, he's a very, very fabulous guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. He's one of my favorite reasons to go to Wonderfest too, because he always shows up. He's so lively. Such a nice guy.
Yep.
Let's see. There's a couple questions here.
So Martin Bend actually goes, Jeffrey, are you going to do some magazine tie-ins for the release of the documentary?
What would let's see. I don't quite understand the question. Tie-ins with existing magazines, or
I interviews, promotionals.
Will I be in any magazine? Does he mean will we be tying the documentary into?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. If you could clarify, that'd be great. I certainly believe that here's the thing. The first step is to finish the documentary. Second step is to get it into distribution, right? So there's a whole sales cycle and distribution cycle thing that has to happen. Once it gets slated for distribution, then there'll be a marketing and PR blitz around it, right? Because then we'll know exactly where it's going to be and when it's going to be released and that sort of thing. And I would assume by then there'll be all kinds of magazines, and that sort of thing. If you're asking about will there be a book, yeah, we're working on a coffee table book right now. We're developing it. There will be a coffee table book called The Eagle Obsession that will, I would say that for the hardcore Eagle fans, right? Eagle fandom, Space 1999 Eagle fandom, the book is going to be what you want. The book is going to, the movie's going to be awesome and it's going to be fun. But I think for the hardcore Eagle fans, the book is going to be just like a dream come true.
Very cool.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Could I have at least edition number 1 from you? You're going to hand sign these and
Yeah.
number them?
I think you probably earned that. I think, yeah.
He's all about the numbers, aren't he?
Yeah. I think we can work that out. But yeah, the coffee table book is in development right now. It's going to be about 200 pages long, and it'll be same format as like the Star Trek: The Motion Picture art and special effects book.
Oh.
That there are a lot of those really nice coffee table books that have been coming out in the last few years. That I don't know if you guys have that book or not, but it's a great book. Jeff Bond is the author of that book, and Jeff is going to work with us on the. I'm going to collaborate with him on the Eagle book. And what we're planning to do, this coffee table book is going to be split into kind of 5 sections. So section 1 is going to be sort of the genesis of Space 1999, the Eagle, that sort of thing. Like, so it's going to go back to UFO, the second series of UFO that never happened, right? And then it's going to talk about the MTU, which is the original name of the Eagle, and the original, and some of the original designs. It's going to get into all that. We'll probably talk with Chris Thompson a little bit about what he did for the Moonbase Alpha Technical Manual, stuff like that. But the point is, part 1 is going to be all about where did this come from? What's it all about? Part 2 is going to be about the making it, actually physically making the Eagle model, the miniatures and that sort of thing. And that's where we're going to interview Brian Johnson, and that's where we're going to get heavy into how did they take it from design to actual execution and visual effects and that sort of thing. And then part 3 of the book is going to be about merchandise, and it's going to take you through the history of Eagle merchandise. And then part 4 is going to be looking at all the different art that's been created of the Eagle over the years. So we're really going to get into people who have created their own computer-generated renderings, right? Blueprints, telling the whole history of all that, fan art, right? And then the 5th section, which is the part that I'm really, really excited about. I'm hoping that we can create sort of a new set of sort of quintessential Eagle blueprints, schematics, blueprints inside and out that kind of give you the technical details of the Eagle. So this is almost like that Haynes manual kind of Eagle section. That's kind of section 5 of this thing. So that's what the coffee table book's kind of shaping up to be. And there's also a possibility, if I can get the rights to do it, we might try to put in a couple of little narrative sci-fi stories where, like, what was it like for Alan to fly the Eagle? Like a little story of like Alan, like I've been talking with Kevin J. Anderson, the Dune author, who I collaborate on some stuff. And, he's a big Space 1999 guy. So it's like, what if we were to tell like a story of like, what was in Alan's head when he was trying to get back to Moonbase Alpha as the moon was being blasted out of orbit, right? Like what was that? And then I think that story, I'm imagining it like, could it have flashbacks in it, like him remembering the first time he flew an Eagle, or things like that. So there could be some really fun stuff like that we do. So I've got a lot of different ideas. We're still bringing it all together, but we will be doing a Kickstarter for that book, the coffee table book, soon.
Very cool.
There's
going to be a lot of interest for a Haynes manual, though. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
a lot of people are itching for like 3D cutouts and nice drawings. We've actually hit up Graham Bleethman. I hopefully not killing his name. We've asked him a number of times, and he says Haynes has just never been really interested. But that's a shame, because Thunderbirds 2, Captain Scarlet, I think one other Jerry Anderson line had done books for that, and they sold pretty well. At least I thought they did anyway.
Well, I mean, I think there's all kinds of possibilities,
Oh, of course.
Right. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. So we just have to kind of take our time and work, I mean, I think that the beauty is that there's more interest now than ever, and it's going up, not down.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, it's crazy. 50 years later, the interest is going up.
Yeah, I was going to say, since we're coming up on the 50th anniversary for next year. Yeah, absolutely. Ian Bennett says, will it be shown at film festivals?
We're definitely going to be showing it at the Tribeca Film Festival. That's our goal. That's the first debut of it in New York. I have to see what happens with the distribution, because if we get a big deal with a streamer, they're not going to want it in festivals. They're going to want to hold it for themselves. We also are working on a deal with Cinemark Theaters to put it in, for a short run into that. They have like 12,000 theaters, and they're interested in looking at it. They're thinking about putting it in.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So it's like lots and lots of questions, lots of possibilities. Right now, I got to focus on making a great doc, because the better the doc is, the better it can potentially sell and go, and places it can go. But someone asked about the we obviously there's going to be a Blu-ray, a 4K. We did not tie a Blu-ray to this the Indiegogo, simply because we're only trying to raise $50,000. And I think one of the things that I hope people understand, obviously, when you're doing crowdfunding, it's not a store. It's right. It's not. And I think people sometimes look at it like, well, it's a store. I want to buy this stuff. And it's like, well, what you're really trying to do is you're doing the crowdfunding so you can make the thing, right? There's a thing you're trying to create. That's why you're raising money. And what happens is the more that I'm not going to mention any names, but I know some people who have done crowdfunders recently, and they were successful, and they raised some money, and they raised, multiple times their original ask. But what happened is, trying to actually fulfill all the things that they had as rewards, they basically were barely able to even make the thing they originally tried to create, And I always believe, and you guys know this because I've talked to you about it from the beginning, it's more important to me to be transparent with people and honest and focus on creating the thing than it is to try to create expectations or possibilities that I think are unreasonable or that we won't be able to fulfill. Does that make sense? Right. So
Absolutely.
obviously I will absolutely say there's no way that I'm going to let this end up being stuck on some streamer and not available for some sort of home video release. That's insane, because I'm a physical media guy myself. So we have to make sure that happens, So, yeah. So, I mean, it's just that we're not in a position to say right now, when would that happen? How would that happen? That sort of thing. Because right now we got to finish the piece. And so when the piece is done, then I think we've got all kinds of possibilities in terms of, is it a home video release? Is it a theatrical release? Is it a streaming release? And I want all three. That's my goal. Is that all three?
Sure.
And so my target is make something that can work and guarantee that we can hit all three. So I hope I answered that question. I know that was probably a long-winded way to answer the question, but I wanted to make sure I spoke to all that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So that gives them some understanding of, the perks and all that stuff. Yes, there's some perks, but we're not going to do stuff that we have to go out and buy and make and all that stuff and then bring to them. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, we won't have the money to make the movie.
Right.
That's the problem, is that right now we're trying to spend the money to make the film. Like I'll say this to you guys, like I'd rather put the money into making great new visual effect shots, that are going to blow people away, and then eventually we'll have a Blu-ray, right, and everything. Then going, all right, well, we can't do the visual effects right now because we actually have to put that money aside so we can actually make these Blu-rays of thing that we haven't finished yet, that we don't know for sure. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't, that's the thing. And I also, I hope people are kind of getting the sense. This is, not only am I a filmmaker, but I'm also a business person. It's like, as a businessman, you got to, as an entrepreneur, these are all factors that you have to look at, budgeting and planning and the finance side of this whole thing. And so it's again, I try to set goals that are reasonable and realistic, because I don't think that, as you said, Todd, people don't really understand what goes into this kind of production. And part of this also is like we're shooting with 2 cameras. A lot of the stuff that we just did, we shot with 3 cameras. The last few enters we did, we actually had 3 cameras and if anything that's for real, that's how you're doing it. You're shooting with multiple cameras. You got it all. It's complex production. So, and you guys have seen some of the new footage. You guys have seen some of the footage we've shot in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. And you know the quality level. It looks like a motion picture.
Oh, absolutely, love it. Like I said, I'm excited to see the end result. You're knocking it out of the park with quality.
There's stuff that you guys could maybe give a verbal preview, but there's stuff that we've shot in the last week or so that blows what we have in the 12 minutes away. It's way past that. That's what's in the 12 minutes. So yeah.
No, it's, like I said, it's exciting. It really is. I think I got her name right. Nancy Ely. That's how she wants to be pronounced. Ely. I get excited every time I see an eagle. Every single time. Can't even explain it. I just love that ship.
That's great.
So, by the way, that was the original. Where was it? The original question earlier we were talking to about the magazine thing was Martin Bend, and then that was Chris Trice that tuned in to help kind of explained what he thought he was talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I
And
can't
we've
see the
got
names on all of it. So, yeah.
So
BB
any
Taylor
new
plot.
news on the Guardian of Peary business?
What we're working on for that?
Yeah.
I showed you guys some of the test effects we've been working on with that. And I think the main thing right now is we're just trying to figure out when we're shooting in London, because I've got the guys at Pinewood Studios slated to sort of rebuild elements. We've already built a virtual Peary. It's in Unreal Engine that looks as good as the original TV show. So now it's going to be a question of taking that and, virtual stage, and then building the elements and stuff, and then bringing actors into it and recreating it. So, but we're halfway there.
I was going to say, if you needed some sort of props, Todd has one of the wonky keyboard comm locks that was used in the Guardian of Peary, if you wanted to use that. I know it's
That's right. I saw that when it was there. Yeah. Yeah. So no, there's that, but we've also rebuilt the interior of the hangar, which is really cool. That's all done. The hangar's done. Peary's done. And those are kind of the two major locations we've done. We're doing the lunar surface, and we're slated to, once our bigger investment comes in, to rebuild the buggies. We're rebuilding a buggy that'll work, that'll actually be drivable.
Nice.
That'll be cool. So, yeah, so there's a bunch of bits and pieces that hopefully, once this money starts flowing from these bigger investors this month, then I can pull the trigger on all the stuff in England, and then we would be shooting in England, so late April, early May. And then that'll be the last of the filming that we have to do.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, man, exciting stuff.
Yeah,
and thanks. I hope you can make the 50th anniversary next year.
Yeah, I think the film will be certainly hit festivals by the 50th, no question. Is it going to be on a streamer by the 50th? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying. That's another reason why I'm trying to do this Indiegogo, is to make sure we stay on path to hit the 50th. So yeah. Very
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jeffrey, really do appreciate your time, sir.
Sure. No, happy to be here. And anything, we've still got another 6 days on this Indiegogo. If people could help, we'd really appreciate it. Hopefully you got an understanding of sort of the how and the why of this and everything. And after this one, we're not asking for any more money. We're like I said, we're just trying to keep the machine moving here while we wait for the big prize. Yeah.
There's already a number of folks that have tuned in to our show today, said that they've donated.
Oh, that's great. Well, tell them thank you. Very, thanks to all of you who have helped out and everything. So,
absolutely.
And if you know others who could jump in, it would be super, super helpful. That the special edition, let's see, the pre-order date for that should be sometime this month. We should be able to get that out this month. That's the target. I've been pushing the team really hard on that, and there've been some issues with getting all the e-commerce stuff set up and everything, but we should be. I think before the end of this month, we'll have the pre-order that Eagle ready to go. So,
right.
Yep.
Just keep your eyes peeled. We'll make the announcement across the pages.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, hey, I am going to make one more plea though. Seriously, we've hit 20,000. If we can get it higher, if we could get it to the 50, we could raise money indefinitely off of Indiegogo. It's fantastic. They would support us. So, but anything helps. I'd like to at least get this before it's over with to 30 if I can. So anything anybody can do to I'm groveling here. Help me. Help me get it done. Yeah.
Well,
no,
I figure
here's the thing. I mean, it's also the last bit I'll say is obviously you can see from the 12 minutes and what we're working on, even with the hiccups we've had with the large funders and everything, I've kept it moving. And you can see the quality of what we're doing. And honestly, as I said, you haven't even seen anything yet. This is nothing. You guys have seen some of it. I'm not going to show any more yet. But yeah.
This is my friend Ray.
Hey Ray, how you doing?
He made a big donation.
Yeah, Ray. Honestly, truly honored. Very much appreciate your support and interest in the project and everything. So much. It's very important. Thank you.
With like I said, with what you've already done so far, very confident that it's going to be an amazing documentary. I hope that everybody out there who is a fan of the Eagle, who's a fan of 99, is very excited to see the end result of your documentary. We are definitely chomping at the bit to really see, to enjoy, to be inspired by this particular amazing work of art that you're producing for us fans.
Yeah, well, thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. Okay. Well, cool. All right. Well, I'll let you guys get back to your show and keep doing what you're doing, and we'll be back for more updates. Okay.
Thanks, Jeffrey, for
All right.
your time.
Okay. Thanks a lot, you
Sir.
guys. Okay. Take
Have
care.
fun.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Look at there, John Avery. Hey, John. See you're out there. That's cool. Nick McCarty. Hello. Let's see here. Looks like John Haig is out there. Hey, John. Very, very excited to be here, despite some of the circumstances that have been going on. But Todd, what do you say we talk a little bit about some of the announcements?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure,
what do you
sure,
got?
sure.
I'm just kidding.
That's your department.
All right. Well, from what I understand, I think that there's going to be some other, there's going to be other announcements coming from the Jerry Anderson store that I can't quite divulge just yet. But we all know that there's more Eagles coming. If you haven't seen the new Jerry Anderson collectibles, those are still up for sale and available through their store. I think that there's a second run of both the UFO and the Space 1999 technical ops manual. So if you missed out, they're available again, believe it or not. The one thing that I will say is that I certainly hope that they come up with a second run of the Look-In anthology. Now that book itself, although sold out, was absolutely amazing. You talk about coffee table size. Todd, you ended up getting one?
Yeah.
Oh man, that thing's huge, ain't it?
Yeah. Finally. I had to come to Australia.
Yikes. Oh, you bought it secondhand?
Yeah. I had it saved in my basket or whatever your list on Amazon, and I ordered it once, and it was coming from the UK, and I don't know what happened. It just never got delivered.
Well, nevertheless, you got it now, so
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. It's a great book. It's sold out now. Hopefully they'll come out with the second run. Let's see here.
That's
John goes, I announced that Space 1999 is awesome. Okay, well, thanks, John. That's why we're here.
Raymond. If the documentary is successful, will Space 99 be rebooted?
Let's
I
not
don't
put the
know.
cart in front of the horse.
Yeah. We're trying not to jinx ourselves, and I'm not sure what would actually happen. I know ITV doesn't want.
They don't want any modifications to the storyline. They want to kind of stick with the original 2 years of story. It's like, well, okay. I don't dictate those, but there's always going to be somebody who wants to put out kind of an original reboot type thing.
Yeah.
You know, with the success.
Something's going to happen, I hope.
Well, we'll see. We don't have any insight to that. If that's what the bottom line is what you're asking, we do not have any insight to that. I would like to have a little bit of an insight, but right now I don't think that there's anything in the works right now.
Nobody
all we can actually do is just talk about the merchandise and talk about the documentary, talk about the upcoming events that are coming soon. This year is going to be the 25th anniversary of September 13th, 1999. It's like, what are you going to be doing on that day? If you're going to, some events, that's wonderful. If you're going to have an event in your own place, that would be awesome. So celebrate that this year's the 25th anniversary of the moon blowing out of the Earth's orbit fictional timeline. Anyway,
Good grief.
regarding
Okay.
do what?
I would say Mark said he had all the actual look-ins that he got when he was a
Mm.
kid until last week, and his basement flooded.
Oh no!
Indiana.
Oh no! Yikes! Well, if you can get your hands on the anthology, that's pretty much all of it, and then some.
I think
It
he has.
man, that's terrible. I'm really sorry to hear that. I can't imagine. I've heard stories of folks' places either burning down or flooding or whatever, and they lost a lot of stuff. Thank God you're okay. I'm very happy to hear that you're doing okay. But nevertheless, if you lose stuff in some sort of a catastrophe like that, it's never good. And
No,
it sucks.
no.
I'm really sorry. But I'm glad
Yeah.
you're doing okay, which is really the bottom line. But yeah, get the look in anthology if it becomes available. Hopefully it'll become available again. At least that'll get you to where you were with all of your collection. Let's see here. So Wonderfest. Yes, we're still, Nick Tate's coming. It's now, I think, blossomed into 3 different tables or table sections. Obviously, the way we had our stuff set up at Wonderfest, we had the 88 up on the top step of how that dealer's room is worked out. We had two sets of tables in the front with the big. So it's like, I think, 3 tables altogether vertically, and then you'll have Nick Tate's table, and then Jeffrey's table probably off to the side there. So there's going to be this amazing Space 1999 corner. We've literally cornered that part of the dealer's room.
Yeah.
And we're going to have we're going to be promoting the documentary now. Apparently, we're going to be promoting Nick Tate, and then of course props and ships. So it's going to be a wonderful thing. All you have to do is worry about there's a list of hotels for Wonderfest that. Sorry about that. My iPad seems to throw in the thumbs up. There's a list of hotels that are close by, even walking distance from Wonderfest. If you want to fly in, the Louisville Airport, International Airport, literally is right next to the Crown Plaza, and you could Uber your way from the airport to your hotel and have a walking whatever. Bill Altenberg says he's bringing some of his ships. He is the most phenomenal 3D printer ship guy that's out there. I got Ultra Probes. I got Super Swifts. I got Metaprobes. We even got the Altaries.
Yeah.
He's an amazing engineer when it comes to getting that stuff, and then he could produce it for you, and you can have it in your collection and make stuff look spectacular. Yeah, get your 18-inch Ultra Probe there, Mr. Todd, if you haven't put that thing together. Anyway, he is remarkable. He even produces Eagles at multiple different scales. So anyway, so Wonderfest is going to be fun. June 1st and 2nd. Just go to wonderfest.com. Check it out. The tickets are dirt cheap for the weekend. It's like $45 or something. It's less than $50 for the weekend. And basically come see us. They have an early bird special also if you wanted to get out there. I think it's an hour early on Saturday morning to get in on the dealers to see if you can actually find amazing deals that some of these kits or some of these toys, or some toy dealers out there that would be able to have whatever it is that they have. And you never know, you might find some really cool stuff. So I found really cool stuff. Todd has actually found a double Donruss uncut sheet of the same thing that you saw that was actually, there's the Altaries right there that Bill had made.
Yeah, this is awesome.
It is absolutely amazing. Right now, he's working on a 22-inch Super Swift. I am on the books for that one. I want that 22-inch Super Swift, I believe. Yeah. Yeah,
it's huge.
18-inch Ultra Probe, the whole Ultra Probe.
I've got it out there. I just haven't put together yet.
It's just 2 pieces, Todd. Put it together, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll look wonderful once you get it put together. Anyway, so yeah, Wonderfest is going to be fun. Nick Tate's going to be there. Jeffrey's going to be there. They're going to be probably, I think it's going to be Sunday. You're working out those details for the panel and for the presentation. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's that. And there's a lot to do over there. So, come one, come all. Last year was the biggest turnout. We had so much foot traffic, celebrating, having Nick Tate there, celebrating a little Space 1999, and of course the Eagle. So this year is going to be a similar display, but we want to focus on the laser tank and the Ultra Probe. 88 still coming out. I think Todd and I are going to be working on who's going to be bringing what with regards to the 44s and the tanks. I have a number of Ultra Probes. I'm going to be bringing the Martin Bower build. It was a commission build from 2012. It's pretty remarkable in itself, in its own right. So yeah, come one, come all. From what I understand from round two, I hope that they're going to be producing some or conjuring up some news for any upcoming Jerry Anderson stuff. I'm hoping for the UFO, either the Shadow or the Shadow Mobile or the UFO Interceptor. Those two right there have been talked about for the last 2 years. Hopefully they'll come up with some announcements for maybe a later on this year release. I hope to see something, but I don't have any inside information or anything like that. All we can do is just speculate.
That's all. Yeah.
Did I miss anything there, Mr. Todd? Oh, one thing I did miss is that no, we're not going to be doing a display up in our the hotel room, although we are apparently getting the smaller of the what do they call it? The suite.
It's I can never remember the name of that move, but
anyway, it's in
just
between
really
two
cool.
rooms. It's like this living room area, and also I think a lot of times it either does or does not have that Murphy bed built in.
Right.
We are getting that, but we're not going to be doing any display with that. What else? What else am I missing? So basically it's just those three tables. Oh, we will have a sales table in the main dealer's room across from Cult TV Man. Same spot as the last bunches of years. Mike Reeder and his Mike's machining business is going to be there. As far as I'm concerned, they're going to be there. So make sure that you plan accordingly with regards to what you want to order from an aluminum perspective. Not just Space 1999. He does Star Trek. He does a number of other science fiction, Star Wars, other science fiction franchises. He does amazing work, and to be honest with you, I don't think he charges enough for his stuff. You can get yourself a really good deal on some of the amazing craftsmanship that he can actually put out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mike is. Yeah, you're right, Bill. Mike is the man for aluminum parts. He is absolutely number one in my book, at least on this side of the pond. I know that there's some really good good crafters out there in the UK and maybe even in the EU, but in the North American side, Mike Reeder is the man. So if you're looking for something at whatever scale, hit him up. Him and his wife are gonna be there. We're honored to have them there as usual. Anyway, I think that covers most everything.
We do have a few of the posters left too from.
Oh, right. So our own merchandise. I don't even talk about any of that stuff. So yeah, we have a few side-on kits. We have a few of the UPCMs in different scales. The 3D cutaway poster, that's the Roberto Baldassari. We got permission from him to produce posters as long as he gets a cut. But he allowed us to put the Space 1999 Props and Ships logo on it for our edition. We could do the 24 by 36 if there's enough interest. But right now we have a 16 by I think 12 or something like that. It's an odd size. I've always recommended you get a floater frame for it, but the prints from Smart Press are so glossy and so high res. Even at that smaller size, you could see all of the very tiny detailed words of what everything 3D on that drawing is. You don't have to have a 24 by 36 big poster. Although I can produce them 5 at a time. If you're interested, I'll have to put out the prices because I don't know what today's price is anymore. But I do have a number of the smaller ones left. I want to say I have about 10 of them if you want to PM me directly, Gordon Margucci under Facebook Messenger. And they're $15 plus shipping. I got the rollers. I just haven't had much time to throw the advertisement out there. But if there's enough interest, I can have 50 more printed. And like I said, Roberto gets a cut. It's his stuff. So we are honored to have him allow us to do the printing, to do a little bit of advertising. We don't make a whole lot of money off of these. It's more for you fans than anything else because of the lack of availability.
Yeah, he told me that he just couldn't afford to go out and print any more of the larger size ones at this point in time. He was
not
just,
at the numbers that he was getting a deal on. Yeah.
He just sold almost everything he had from, when did that come out? 10 years ago?
God. Oh no,
20?
no. Probably 25 years ago, easy.
Yeah. So I think he had 5,000.
Late 90s? Was it late 90s?
Yeah, it was late 90s. So he doesn't have any left, and I approached him about, getting some more, and he said, it'd probably be easier for us to print them here, and
yeah, just as long as he gets a cut and we get him a cut.
Lock him into something, and we told him about the smaller version. He said that might work because he said a lot of the complaints he got was because the other one was too big.
Yeah.
So, but we can go either way, like he said.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm running out of wall space myself.
George Bales says he loves his.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Late 90s, yeah, he got his. They came around 98, 99. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So yeah, get out there on Cult TV Man. Get out there on Amazon if you're looking for a kit. Most of the kits, or a lot of the kits, are still available. The best kits are out there still. The 1/72nd, the 1/48th kits, just any of the Eagle variants. I think it's just difficult to find the aluminum, so that's where you hit up Mike. With regards to any of the dioramas, I think you can still pick those up from Amazon, but you'll have to pay a little bit more. There's a lot of stuff out there still available. Even 1612 still has a number of their 12-inch Eagle episodic sets. Just be on the lookout. Like Dragon's Domain was on sale just recently. I think Alan Carter, Professor Bergman, and Paul Morrow figures are the ones that are on sale now. Hit them up, 1612.com. I think it's the word 16, the number 12.com. Hit that up. Like I said, jerryanderson.com with regards to the books, the Eagle collectibles. I usually post links from the pages that I run, since I'm an affiliate for Jamie, and want to get the word out. Basically want to get the word out to everybody to enjoy. You could still pick up, believe it or not, you could still pick up 1612 Infernal Machine sets, and those have 2 out of 3 of the laser tanks. Believe it or not, I'm surprised that set in itself hasn't sold out. Because those 2 little laser tanks are sweet. I think the only thing that they don't have is the little hubcaps on the wheels. Other than that, it's a sweet little collectible having your set display. That's all I can think of right now. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah. May Mission 2000. Yep.
We'll have a bunch of stuff there at the table to sell, and hopefully be doing some new things. We got to have interest to make things. I mean, it takes money to we got to put our money forward to produce these kits, and then I guess hope that somebody buys them. So.
Well,
nice
yeah.
To get-
So the one thing Todd's trying to say is that we don't want to take your money before we produce the kits. We've done that in the past, and things got messed up. And I want to make sure that we have the inventory on hand so I can get it out to you lickety split.
Yeah.
We were toying around with the idea of a 44-inch lab pod. I'd like to produce at least 5 or maybe 10 of those. I think that I can sell those relatively quick, but it's expensive to produce in the first place, right? So we would definitely have to produce them. We did 2 runs of the 124 UPCM, and I still have about 3 of them left. But I had to pony up, we had to pony up money in advance, but we wanted to make sure that those can get out to you relatively quick. But we don't really want to sit on the inventory, for long periods of time. But it is very limited. I know that it's a very niche type thing to get into, and I totally understand that. But it is what it is. So if there's any kind of interest, if there's any kind of requests, hit us up. Maybe we're not thinking about the same thing you're thinking of, and it might be pretty popular, such as the lab pod for a 44. That I know that at least 10 of those can sell. And
Bill said he can help with those.
Sorry,
Bill Altenberg said he could help with those. We've already got the masters and everything. We just gotta pay somebody to produce them, and
right.
and find it's not easy to find a caster that'll
Do a real good job and turn around in a timely
we
manner.
know some that do we know some that do good jobs, but we gotta pay them. So
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I gotta wrap this up myself. If you wanted to stay on, Todd, that's cool. It's been over an hour, so
I gotta wrap it up too.
Okay.
I need to wrap things up.
So Facebook family, Props and Ships family, really do appreciate your time. We're pretty honored that you tuned in, and stay excited. More awesome stuff is coming along, and keep your eyes peeled. Tune in. 2 things. Tune into Props and Ships, but also tune into Todd's Corner page. Todd's Corner is a relatively new page that we had stood up, not just for Space 1999, but for a number of different science fiction things that we grew up with that you might be or probably are interested in. We like to throw in a lot of humor in there. We like to throw in a little bit of exclusivity. I can't even say that word. And then just some of the news that we would like to share with you, not just 99 related, right? So it's one of those pages that we thought that we would at least give you fans the opportunity to share our likes, as some of the stuff that we grew up with.
And
That's it.
Yep. And then one final time, if you have not already, please find the Indiegogo link in the comments here, and go and pledge some money towards the Eagle Obsession, so we can keep it going until our investors are
Plug back in.
When they can get back in, because we just got to keep this going. We're what, 3/4 of the way through just filming, so just that little bit of hump. We got a Barbara Bain. I guess he's going to visit her tomorrow, and then a UK shoot that we need to do, which it costs money for flights and all that stuff. So we appreciate everything you guys do. We really do. So
absolutely. All right, guys. Well, have a great one. Thanks, Todd, for inviting me again.
No problem. Always here.
All right, guys.
Partner in crime.
You bet.
See you, buddy.
Have a great one. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so other things too. I'd like you to make sure you go to my YouTube page, Todd's Corner, and click like, and give me what do you call those? Whatever. You know what to do. It's Facebook. Click like and follow. That's what it is. Followers I need. So if you guys could do that, that would be awesome. Raymond Thomas, check your email. I tried replying to you a couple times. It did not. It sent it back in the mailer demon thing. I don't know what happened. So yeah. See you guys next time. Third Sunday of April. So yeah, mash that follow button. I like that. Thanks. I appreciate that, Bill. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.